Welcome to the Tier 1 Trackside podcast for episode 2. I'm Brett Bullard, and we have Matt. Matt. I think we lost Matt for tonight. Matt was busy, but you just got me for tonight for episode 2. But we're going to cover all the action in Tier 1 Racing Leagues. 3 series that runs on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday nights. We also got another special event coming up, so we're going to tell y'all more about that, and let's get to it. Whether you're in a hoedown or a throwdown, we got you covered in the Tier 1 rundown. And we're going to start out with the Wednesday night showdown. That's so corny. I'm sorry, y'all, but it was too funny not to do it. We get started this week with, they was at Cedar Lake with the big block modifieds, as you can see in the schedule graphic here. Brett Carey came away with the win, dominated the race, led just about every lap, if not all of them. Obviously, my pick didn't do what he was supposed to do from last week, but, we'll see if he can do any better this week. We'll put our points graphics up here. I don't have our fancy graphic like we do for the other series yet, but as you can see, 2 races in, we got Brent Carey taking the lead over Jeremy, Robert, Chris, Wade, Nicholas, and Chris Moore, the 2 Chris's. You get a little bit of a points lead, just 11 ahead of them, but maybe Jeremy can get back to him, or maybe Robert to overtake Jeremy and be vying for second and trying to get up to Brent. I know Brent's going to be the one to beat. He won the championship last season. But I believe they're headed to, where did I say they was headed to? Dirt track in Charlotte. I got a schedule right there. Y'all know more than I do. But they're going to be in the dirt. I don't know if I'm going to say this right. I'm not a dirt guy. Is it dirt UMP or dirt ump? Please let me know in the comments. I know I'm an idiot. I'm from Mississippi. I have Mississippi education. What do you expect? But maybe we can expect more from my pick this week. I'm going to go with the old reliable, Brent Carey. He's got the most experience in these setups, as he's the one building them for the Dirt Series. He won a championship. He's won multiple races. Dude's just good. It's hard not to pick him. I don't know what Matt is going to pick. I haven't really heard a lot from him. He had some stuff come up this weekend, as I told y'all earlier. But I think we're going to try something a little different. If y'all would, down in the comments, I want y'all to give a pick for each series, and y'all are going to be Matt's picking for Matt this week. So see if we can do better than what he did this past week. Now it's time to talk about the THDesigns ARCA series. First off, we just want to give a big shout out to TJ and sponsoring this whole thing, man. He's a great painter and great person, great human being. If y'all need any kind of paint done or anything like that, he's a great dude, and he'll do a good job for you at a fair price. But one of his guys, actually, Gary Smith, got the win this week, and our guy Matt Erickson, the guy that's not here, has been doing our winter graphics and stuff for the trucks in the ARCA series. And here it is. Gary Smith, you're finally a winner, man. Put that winner sticker on your car, and you had to get TJ to do that for you. He ended up leading a race high 66 laps. Yes, 66 laps is correct. There was a lot of different tire strategy there at the end of the race. We had 5 cautions, I believe, like 8 or 9 lead changes. Greg dominated the first part of the race after winning pole. I think he finished, 1.1 second behind him. We had a couple incidents that was in the race that we're kind of having to deal with as an admin team, which those penalties will come out probably before this releases, but we haven't decided at the time of recording. It was a really good race. Scott Milliken did really good. TJ was up there battling with everybody. Really, other than a few incidents we had, man, it was some really, really good racing at a short track. And to me, that's hard to find in these leagues and everything. So I'm proud of most of the people, drivers that we had there last week. Next week, we're heading to Phoenix, as you can see in the graphic. Another short track style race, but is it really a short track? But I think it's going to be a really good race there as well. It may be even a little better. It's going to be really interesting to see how many people is going to be cutting a dog leg and if they can hold on to the car and everything like that with all them bumps down there. It's going to mark our halfway point of the season, which our points are shaking up. We got Greg Wood extending that lead, even though he didn't get the win this week, extending it out over Gary and Eddie and Christopher. But really, after that, everybody's really tight and fighting for a lot of positions and everything. It's been a real interesting season. You have to come watch it on Tier 1 Studio. If you haven't watched the previous broadcast, I would highly recommend it. Our Tuesday ones, we have alternating commentators. You'll see one in the booth, Caleb Collins, or one in the car with Matt Mettler. They're going to be, one will commentate one week while the other one's racing, and they just keep switching every week. So you get a little bit different voice. Man, I tell you what, I may not have got the win as far as our picks go between me and Matt, but I was only one off. My guy finished second. Greg, you need to get out there and win the race, man. You got to make me look good on these picks. But Matt had to put the broadcaster or podcast jinx on Justin Evans. He ended up having to disconnect fairly early in the race and ended up finishing 15th, so he didn't even have a shot to beat me last week. Hey, it's not depending on who y'all vote for, who's going to be Matt's pit this week. We'll see if y'all can beat me again. With that being said, I'm going to have to give y'all somebody to battle against. I'm going to go outside of the norm. Looking at these standings, he's not even in the top 10 right now. But I'm going to pick old TJ Lane. I think he can get it done this week at a bigger track. You're going to have to draft some, run the top, run the bottom. Who's going to take care of their tires the best? I think we're going to go with TJ Lane. But like I said, y'all need to let me know in the comments who's going to be y'all's pick for Matt. Who likes tits? I do. You know who else does? This guy, old Jordan Baru. Got it done at old Bristol. Bristol, baby. Now he got it done after what I would quantify as a crazy race. He had all kind of different tire strategy. You had people coming through the field right there at the end of the race. He did lead 61 laps. So, I mean, that you can't say he's not a legitimate winner. He legitimately likes tits. In all seriousness, y'all know how it is. This is the Tier 1 Truck Series. Just got to poke fun at my buddy Zach. You know, he won't ever say it. Old preacher man. But no, we had a really good race. Just like the ARCA series, we did have some incidents and everything that we're going to have to address, and we'll get to that later. But we'll pull up the points since next week at Kansas is the cutoff race for the Championship 6th. As you can see, Dakota had advanced with his win last week, Jordan this week. And then we started getting into the points battle. You got Justin Sumner 29 ahead. You got Eddie Baker 14 ahead. You got Greg Wood Jr. 5 ahead. And, of course, you got Jared right there as the cutoff. He'd be the last one in if we was to go just like this. Then you got Matt Erickson, Caleb Collins, who can really work their way in there points-wise. Scott Milliken and Bill Sleep, they can technically work their way in there, but I think it's going to be a lot harder to. You're going to have somebody like a Jared Hayes really have a bad day to really get in. And plus, Matt or Caleb's going to have to kind of be back there, and you're going to have to capitalize on stage points and everything like that. And then you got Dave and Nolan. I would think it's safe to say they're in a must-win situation to get to our Championship 6, which is a little different than your NASCAR standard playoffs. We kind of do it a little different this season. We're doing 3 races. If you win the race, it does not automatically mean you win the championship. In this round, it's just straight up points, including your stage points and everything like that. And your playoff points from before do get transferred into the final round. So if you had 15 plus playoff points, you start the round at, say, 5,000, and you'll start it at 5,015. So you still get to still make the regular season count, and these races too. You're still accruing playoff points as you go. Let's see here. I'm trying to think. Oh, I wanted to give a shout out to old Scott Milliken for getting a P3. I mean, I know he's, like I said, he's in a bad points position, but he definitely did himself some favors last week, and I know we've been giving him props today and yesterday, but man, I just can't tell you how proud I am of him, of the job he's doing and improving. And we're trying to help a lot of other people do that as well, and get a good group of guys in here to maybe not necessarily pointing people in a certain way or telling them, but just by racing around them and seeing what they're doing and the respect that you can learn a lot in a place like that. And, I think I might be ready to make my championship pick. I think I just might be. I think I'm going to go with Mr. Consistent this year. He's been dominating the early part of the races, just hasn't been able to finish it off for whatever reason. But I think Justin Sumner's just going to be able to chase Elliott everybody in the championship sixth round and just point everybody out. And he's already going to have a big start with. I think if I'm not mistaken, he has the most playoff points going into the championship round. If he makes it, he could miss it. There is that possibility. I could be way off. He'd only make the championship round. But I think if he does get in there, I think he's going to be the one to beat in my pick to win it all. But I do want to know who y'all think is going to win. Outside of yourself, you can't pick yourself. Let's not be that guy. Who do y'all think legitimately is going to win it outside of yourself? All right, now comes the part of the podcast, and not only the podcast, but just the part of running a league and everything that I'm not a huge fan of doing, but that's handing out penalties and having to regulate drivers and stuff like that. But it's part of it, right? Got a little bit of a lengthy list after this week's race. I'm going to have to look over here and read this off for you. You got Dave Harrington and David Mayo, who both received a warning for situational awareness or lack of. Blair, I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name. I'm from Mississippi. I have a Mississippi education. Just excuse me. Blair Roselle was issued 2 warnings for 2 separate incidents. We also had Scott Milliken was placed on a 3-race probation for ARCA braking. We did have another ARCA brake that was deemed a lot worse and more severe, hence the reason for the stiffer penalty with Thomas Adams being suspended 1 race and then being placed on a 3-race probation afterwards, or when he returns after his suspension. Greg Wood was also placed on probation for the remainder of the season due to repeated pattern of incidents and everything. So just trying to calm some people down and just make everybody a little bit more aware. And then for everybody else, at least the other drivers, and this goes for all of our series, we know we've had a couple issues here lately, and I personally, this is for me, not the other admins or anything. I'm just asking for patience for y'all, patience on the track. A lot of this is just over aggression, diving in somewhere, not paying attention. We're all here to have fun. Let's do that. We're taking it seriously, but don't take it too seriously. You know what I mean? Let's not be negative Nancy's or anything like that. Let's help each other get better, to understand where we're doing wrong, not to berate other people, stuff like that. Let's have a good time and let's do what this league was meant to be. All right, now it's time for the Tier 1 Setup Shop Winner of the Week. We got our boy Tyler Sexton over here. Not only did he score his first win as a house driver, but in the very first race, he ran a Tier 1 setup shop. He won an SK Modifieds at North Wilkesboro. So congratulations, Tyler, for being the Tier 1 setup shop winner of the week. Thank you for being a Tier 1 winner, and thank you for being a new house driver, and we welcome you aboard. If y'all want to be a winner just like Tyler over here, as you see, we do have a setup shop. If y'all want to go to the website, tier1setupshop.com. And if you're a first-time customer, you can use the promo code T1SS, and you'll get 30% off of your first purchase. This does not include subscriptions. Unfortunately, our website does not let us be able to do that as of yet. That is in our plans in the future. We also have sponsor promos for our sponsored drivers and our house drivers and stuff. You can get 10% off at any time, excluding subscriptions, unfortunately. we are looking to add to our sponsorship program and house drivers as well. And if you happen to be a builder, we looking to add some more builders to our team and road and a bunch of different areas to expand and give back to the community. And we just want to also tell you we thank y'all for your support and everything you've done to help me get this off of the ground just by sharing something or telling somebody about something. I just want to thank y'all from the bottom of my heart, as this has been a dream come true to be able to give back to the community in a way. I know we promised a interview this week, but with my schedule and with work and Matt's schedule and Bill's schedule, we was not able to get together this week to provide you with the first interview. Hopefully next week we can get together with Bill and get y'all that interview y'all are dying for. So we are sorry about that. Sorry about Matt not being here and this being a very bare bones podcast for episode 2. We thank y'all for watching. Please like, subscribe to Tier 1 Studio here on YouTube. This is where all of our action will be. And also, before I forget, on August 16th, less than 2 weeks from now, we're going to be having the T1RL 200 money race at Homestead with Xfinity cars. It's a $25 entry fee. Everything is, if it's not going to the race control and AMR Paintworks, who's doing our race control for the event, or to our broadcasters, it will go back into the purse. If I'm not mistaken, top 5 are paid out. Yep, top 5 are paid out, plus 2 random drivers that will be selected by a random wheel during the broadcast. So if y'all want to do that, head over to Tier 1 Racing League Discord and fill out the sign-up sheet and select the special event. Or you can DM me directly or the league account directly, and we'll get you all squared away. Other than that, thank you for joining the Tier 1 Trackside podcast and going through the Tier 1 rundown, dealing with my corny ass. And y'all give Matt hell for not being here this week. But y'all like, subscribe, follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and we'll see y'all next week.
Out where the rubber meets the sim, Tier 1's running wide and grim. Trucks on Monday going door to door. Tuesday, ARCA, they're begging